how.
Okay, hello. Very useful set of steps here. We're in the channel between Manor House Gardens and Manor Park. And this was part of that new channel that was built at the very first phase of the flood alleviation scheme before anybody got involved, because these walls were falling down. And what's interesting is here, this early phase, there's no attempt to create any in-channel habitat. We saw some brilliant in-channel habitat further downstream on the previous walk that was just upstream from Manor Park. And here, there's none of that, and this just seems like it's crying out for it. The river is attempting to do some of its own channel creation. You've got a bit of a gravel beach here, and something secured onto the bed to encourage that and encourage a bit of a meander and low flow channel through here would be a very low cost improvement to make it. So there's another task for Quag.
So here we are, this is walk 2. This is Matthew Blumler approaching the bridge that we couldn't pass last time because it's too deep.
Very smelly. What I'm kicking up here is very smelly. There's a lot of deposit here in the water.
I think it's very deep.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is as far as we need to go.
Anything you want to say about this?
Well, we managed to get within 20 metres of where we were before. I think the thing to say here is it looks like it's very interesting the difference between this piece of channel work which was done early on before the Friends of the Quaggy and Quag came into existence to fight it, and the channel work that went on later. And the later works, there were attempts to persuade people with gardens to have a retreated flood defence so there could be a natural riverbank. And this looks like this could have been done here very easily, especially on my right, which is the left bank. And over there it looks like there's quite deep gardens. We really could have done something much more with this stretch of river. But even now, with it as it is, those in-channel works would be great. This is it. That's as far as we got last time. Well done. Well done, Pamela. Who's come very, very well equipped, but rather wrongly dressed.
I know. Well, I get cold easily, you see.
When it
now
comes...
I'm too hot. I haven't got any just black widow thing because I've got through the undergrowth.
No, absolutely not. I can see. I stopped a mile off. To move into the sun or something.
Let's go. Just go.
Okay, so here we are in Manor Park, and the interesting thing here is Manor Park has a really beautiful lake, a man-made lake, which is a great feature of the park, which the park makes a lot of, very popular with people. Here we have a natural feature that doesn't require all the maintenance that the lake requires, but it's fenced off, surrounded by trees, and it's very much not part of this park. And it seems a little ironic that a massive amount of money is spent on a water feature that's unnatural, and yet very little is done to try and encourage people to use the natural feature of the park. So in other places we've got, in other parks we've got places made so that kids can come down and do a little bit of fishing for sticklebacks and playing in the water and getting in touch with it. Places where people can sit and enjoy it. And here absolutely nothing is done. In fact, I can see a bench right there and it's facing the other way. Extraordinary, but a lot of people you would think might want to sit there. Look at the river.
It is too.
There you go.
It is too.
There's a bench facing the other way. That tells us everything we want to know about the attitudes of the river in Manor House Gardens. They've got days and nights.
What's this road, Matthew?
Hi, this is Brightfield Road. Nice gravel beach here. And I see behind you there's a looks like what is a watercress bed. The Quaggy once famous for its watercress. Yeah, look at that. Watercress. So with Pamela Lara Croft, we could actually have a live off the land here. Hello, Charles, you're with us.
Yeah, let's not go back.
Down. Look at it from a down level. And of course you can't take.
See ya.
You're just doing a shot.
Yeah.
Is it like
What is it?
Yeah, well here we are, we're on Brightfield Road and I'm not quite sure what the road on this side is, but the flood alleviation work has created a very nice little setback here. I think two interesting features. One is this tiered set of these tiered levels, so that's creating protected space for different marginals to get established. And then we've got a nice wooden facing along the front, which is more likely to attract its own plants and natural features. What's sad is that someone, we should throw it back, has decided that this is a handy little skip or dumping area, which is really sad, especially when it's just the one piece of attempt or work to create something positive for the river. Very sad.
Let's go and knock on their door.
They really are aware of the river or know anything about it. And one thing is, the other thing is, they've got a whacking great wall here.
Morning, Mike.
Required for the flood work, because that wall is way higher than any other. There's no flood defences either side of it. But clearly, and there's no flood defences on this side. So that's clearly not a necessary wall in terms of flood alleviation. But it does cut off that owner.
It looks like a.
So maybe that contributes to the owner
It looks like
not feeling that there's a river there.
You're on.
Here we are at the end of Brightfield Road on my left, on the left bank. And this is the Duke of Edinburgh pub, the white building there. And this actually is their pub garden. And what a missed opportunity this is. Because they could have actually had this tiered down. And the garden could have looked onto a semi-natural riverbank. It's looking a bit rough at the moment because it's very early in the year, but in the spring and summer it'd be lovely. So there we are, bit of a missed opportunity.
frog.
Did you hit your head?
New.
The lovely book by W.F. Hart, and probably one of the history of Lee. Oh, do you know the history of Lee, W.F. Hart?
History of?
The history of Lee, the nice book, W.F. Hart?
Yes, yeah.
Tell me more about
I'd love to.
the stream.
Well, this is down.
So what's this road again?
It's Lee Road,
Lee Road.
and that's the middle Kidbrooke.
This is coming off Blackheath, I suppose.
Yes,
Sense?
to the village.
Actually, from the village. There's not a lot of water considering it's all that way. But, all right.
Right, where's Pam? Yeah.
Right, could have been a little ditch in front of the houses, just trickling in front of the old houses, the original houses. No obligation, but it's like having up there. And then you have a flag down a helicopter. And it's easy just to stick right the middle. There's a lot more room, headroom on the middle, Matthew. Right. More headroom in the middle. And draw that. Nice shot. Oh, population coming. Now this should be reported. This is obviously a local news agent, not bothering. Yeah, it should be reported.
Now this bit I know.
There's another tributary, Dave.
Well, that's well long gone. But that should be reported. It's obviously the same people every time.
Another inlet thing here.
I reckon they're just off the roads, you know, those.
Yeah,
But there wouldn't be a river.
that's right. Yeah,
They'd be coming, the slope is that way.
because it used to be a very busy section here.
They probably over-engineered them when they.
So we've just crossed through into the green space of the Weagle Road storage area. It's interesting, the houses here on my left, on the right bank, have acknowledged the river and they're open to it. And that applies to this one down here even, although the opposite side of this garden is a wall. But this is now going to get more natural as we walk through. This section has always been natural. So really enjoy this bit of the river. This is special. This is really lovely bit, and it's always been like this. And it's really photos of this section. Water coming back into the river. So we're going to go through a flume which tracks the water on the other side, and the open space, the other side of that low wall, is where the water is stored. And this is the primary storage space, so it's stored here before Sutcliffe Park. So this is a significant flood storage space before Sutcliffe Park starts to fill. So it's one of the two big stormwater storage spaces that are part of the Quaggy flood alleviation scheme.
And this is the playing field at
We
Rowan?
have playing fields on the right.
Yeah.
We have Environment Agency depot on the left, and then we have further disused playing field on the left after that. And part of the Kidbrook SRB bid originally was to build right down to the river here. Okay.
Bit of access.
What might make a great bit of film is if you go through there and film us walking, coming through to you. Reassure me there, because that is the thing that I worry about most in this whole walking the Quaggy is being filmed again. Maybe the last image of me with hair that isn't really grey. Way! So, this is the Wiggle Road flume, designed to hold back water so that we can store it.
It's very peaceful here.
So the wall over there, on the far side, is a flood wall. So
Oh yes.
that is designed to hold all the water in this space.
I once played football here.
Here we are in the Wiggle Road storage area. This is what creates the Wiggle Road storage space, which we've just walked through. This is the flume that holds back water and just allows a set amount of water to flow through there. Everything above that floods out and floods all of these pitches all the way over there. You can see there's a brick wall far side of the pitches, and that is part of the flood defence. That's what creates the Wiggle Road storage space. If the flows increase beyond that, then they flow back into the river just downstream where we come from, over that little low grey wall. And over here we have one of the inlets into the river, one of the tributaries, and this is a reed bed designed to take out pollution before the water gets into the river. Dave, do you know what the name of that stream is?
I don't think it's a stream. I've always understood it to be just runoff from the road. So it doesn't match up with any streams on the map.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought there was originally a tributary there, but maybe you're right.
Start again.
Dave, just to be careful, it goes very deep.
Okay, this is, here we are in this most beautiful bit of the River Quaggy. And this is a really interesting point. We've got a very, very deep pool here, caused by a natural restriction due to this old tree that's grown up and the roots are still there. And so you have very fast moving water through here that's scoured a very, very deep pool. it's a shame we've just made it a bit muddy so you can't see to the bottom. The water's very clear here. And in fact, the first time I walked down here was with a local guy called Charles Snell and another local lad, Steve Jones. And it's the first time they had been down here, and we were stunned by how natural and beautiful and lovely it was. And Charles Snell had a net and was able to do a bit of kick sampling. We found mayfly nymphs in the water, which is an indication of clean water. They require a good few years to live. And so this section was key in persuading people the River Quaggy could be more and better than the concrete channels down in the centre of Lewisham. But a very lovely, interesting feature, this.
Very deep.
And another thing I wanted to say while we're here is that the land up here has been derelict and unused for ages now, years and years, maybe for 10 years. And there's an old pavilion over there that's no longer used, and the Environment Agency did buy this land up to do some of their works and get access to that. And I don't know what the position with it is now, but I suggested at the time that they should leave or donate the land to Quag, and Quag could have the building as an educational centre, and that this section of river could become a real wildlife resource and a resource for teaching people about the River Quaggy. I think it would be an absolute dream come true if that was to happen. But instead, I think there is a danger that it might get built on. But it would be a wonderful thing to try to pursue again, trying to get this site donated to Quag in some way for its protection and use. But what a football pitch is, recently we can put this fence up, obviously, because it's a bit of a hassle getting the ball, I should think. So they don't really use the river. Just lovely. Just gorgeous. Okay.
This could be ancient meadow. Cultivated for years. It's a friendly recreation.
Bunch of wimps.
Straightforward day. I do it just as I would do a link to YouTube or something like that.
Sometimes there are little boxes where you just say share.
Yes, well I don't know how to do that.
Or you just click it and then you just click someone's name and they'll come up.
Copy and paste. I don't know how to copy and paste. So that's what I need for you to show you.
Well, if you see it's called share, just click on it and it'll take it from there.
The fact there are people out there concerned.
Yes, because I wouldn't have thought that somebody like that. Maybe would have got enough to worry about themselves.
Yeah.
You know, poverty and everything else.
Okay, you find some amazing and beautiful things in the river, not all of them natural. Anyway, this is Weagle Road. We're at Weagle Road now. So we're now passing upstream of Weagle Road and into our very last section where we'll be climbing out at John Rowan's School. Fabulous school.
I just got your call. I had it on, but I couldn't tell my doctor it was inside the pocket, you know. We're just.
The clean-up in the summer.
No, but the wall
last year in the
was
spring.
overflowed, wasn't it, Dave? That piece of wall was over there near.
Yeah,
Looks
probably.
like it's shifted.
I remember that this round, but that is a very deep.
That's where we took the picture of Julia injecting the...
It's back there,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
dead. That thing that Julia
Yeah.
is injecting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I want
Yeah.
to see the outcome of that.
It's dead.
That's fantastic. The only thing is that I'm curious because
We need
obviously
to walk
still-
up and around.
So this lump of concrete has actually slipped down from the left bank in the last 12 months,
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Or so.
The concrete thing now. I don't know. I think it is.
and it's brought that tree with it
It's-
on the left as
It
well.
was back further. It seemed to be back further.
I don't remember it being there, Dave, last spring. And definitely I came through here and there wasn't this deep pool.
I wouldn't
I
like to
think
say,
it's
actually,
moved.
And that's another deep pool beyond it as well, I think.
But I think if we go up here,
Yeah.
we can walk round.
There is a neat way all the way along here, very neat, easy way all the way along here. I can't guarantee you getting in.
All right, okay, that's just what you want to hear, isn't it? Matthew,
Yeah?
did you hear that?
Yeah.
Well done, Dave.
I think everybody should go follow mine. And I might come back. So here we are, we're just entering John Rowan School playing field. And here is where, before the flood alleviation scheme, there was a beautiful big concrete channel. We have some fantastic pictures where it stopped and the concrete channel comes to an abrupt end and then it's natural river. And it's all gone now and it's amazing. It looks like it's been natural forever.
Keep
So
the
it
shopping
was
trolley.
quite a brutal concrete channel through there.
Shopping trolley.
Yeah, that'll be a photograph of that.
Hello, Anne.
Hello, Matthew.
You've come to join us for the last bit.
Well, I did raise along a little bit, but the mud started to get rather cloggy.
Right.
So I might come down a bit more.
Let's return though back to the So this is the location of our famous photo where the money ran out. And this is where there was previously a great big beautiful concrete channel which finished here abruptly, beautifully finished, where they ran out of money. And downstream natural and upstream horrible, unliving, dying, dead, drain, concrete channel. And now it's all gone. And now we have a natural river. And this is running through the John Run Plains field. So we're going to walk up here to the culvert, have a little look at what we're facing on the next walk, and then it's out and home. The thing from Sutcliffe Park, where we have just a minimal flow going through the park. And the thing to notice is the difference between the river here, with its beautiful gravels, nice flow, nice wide, clear, proper river, and what you have in Sutcliffe Park at the moment, which is turning gradually into a wetland, very little flow at all. And yet we're on the very same stretch of river. And when we do the walk next time, one of the issues is going to be how much gradient there is in Sutcliffe Park. I think that's part of the problem now, is the lack of gradient in Sutcliffe Park, which is caused by the river having been dug out to a concrete channel, but the concrete channel been dug out more or less flat instead of with a gradient to it. It's going to give us a permanent problem. But contrast between here and Sutcliffe Park.
Where's the, just give us a, where's the next walk going to go?
The next walk we're going to start at the culvert. We're going to walk through Sutcliffe Park in a way we've never done before, which is underneath it, through the culvert. Then we're going to walk upstream of that, and this whole thing is very interesting because of this issue of gradients. And the suspicion that in order to really make Sutcliffe Park work properly as a restored river, we may need to restore the river upstream. And the Quaggy Link project is to restore the river between Sutcliffe Park and Chimbrook Meadows, the two pearls that we have on the river Quaggy, to try to link those with a blue link that allows people, not just wildlife to move between the two areas, but people to move between the two areas. Because for the Quaggy Waterways Action Group, it's been as much about a people amenity as a wildlife amenity. Bringing the two together is what makes this whole project really work. So we don't actually need it to be open.
No, you can sneak in, yes.